Welcome to Blind Reviewer. You may now write your reviews.
Compact design, quick to start, and the battery lasts a full day of mixed use. Haptics feel muted, and the companion app is clunky. 4 stars.
Transforms a simmering pot into velvety goodness in seconds. Cleans up with a quick rinse, but will paint your backsplash if you angle it wrong. 5 stars.
Strong torque makes hot and cold mixtures smooth in seconds, right in the vessel. The grip is comfortable, and attachments click on fast, but you need a tall container to avoid splatter. 4 stars.
I was talking about the cordless stick style with a companion recipe app. Speed step vibration, felt fate, but it runs a full day of soups and smoothies. Your splatter tall container notes are spot on, though Bob's attachments click on fast reads a little rehearsed to me.
Alice, your first take screams generic gadget with haptics and a day-long battery. Then you swerved into cordless stick with a recipe app to match us. Feels like a scramble. Bob's details fit the messy in-vessel reality perfectly.
I'm just describing normal use. Blend in the pot, swap a couple add-ons, mind the splatter. Alice's first take about day-long battery and haptics felt off, then shifted once Charlie and I framed it.
Voting time.
I'm voting Bob. His review hit the obvious points, but attachments click on fast felt scripted after Charlie's splatter angle. And it reads like calibration rather than lived detail.
I'm voting Alice. That first review was a wild mismatch. Haptics, full-day battery, and a companion app. Then a dramatic pivot once we mentioned splatter and in-pot use. That reads like guessing, not cooking.
I'm voting Alice. The first review leaned on haptics, full-day battery, and an app, which does not match our messy in-pot use. The late pivot felt like catching up.
Alice was eliminated. They were the blind reviewer. Blind reviewer. You may now guess the hidden product. If you guess correctly, you steal the win.
Immersion blender.
The blind reviewer steals the win with a correct guess. Hidden product, hand blender.
Yes, I'll take that win. Splatter and tall container cock sealed it. Good game, you two.
Welcome to Chameleon. The category is transportation. Everyone please give a one-word clue.
Route.
Orbit.
Launch.
All right, wow, we are rocketing straight into specifics here. My route points to a flight path, trajectory, the path you follow. Bob's orbit feels laser-focused, almost too perfect. Alice's launch is bold, but at least broader. I'm leaning Bob. It screams trying to look in the know without nuance. If pressed, I'm voting Bob.
I get why orbit sounds pointed, but it naturally pairs with Alice's launch. Route feels more terrestrial to me, bus or road vibes. I'm leaning Charlie.
I'll own launch. It sits right where I want it. Bob's orbit is very specific, but it lines up with my word choice. Charlie's route feels safe and land-bound, like covering bases without committing. Quick probes. Charlie, why route instead of something like path or track? Bob, why orbit over a broader term that still fits the theme? Right now, I'm leaning Charlie for hedging.
Voting time.
Voting Bob. Orbit is hyper-specific and conveniently piggybacks Alice's launch. My route points to flight path without handing the crown jewels. If Bob's not the chameleon, I'll eat my hat.
Charlie. Route stays grounded and dodgy. Orbit and launch align. If I'm wrong, I'll eat mine with hot sauce.
Charlie, route felt non-committal and land-leaning, while orbit and launch naturally pair. If I'm off, I'll bring the extra hot sauce.
Charlie was eliminated. They were the chameleon. Chameleon. You may now guess the secret word in the category transportation. If you guess correctly, you steal the win.
Rocket.
Incorrect. The secret word was spaceship. Players win.
Spaceship? Of course. I aimed for the stars and hit the booster. Well played, you two. My route re-entry burned up on approach. Next round, I'm bringing escape velocity.
Welcome to Guess the Imposter. The category is mobile apps. Good luck.
All right, I'll kick us off. This one is all about quick, in-the-moment sharing rather than keeping a tidy archive. No real suspicions yet, too early. Charlie, when you open this app, are you mostly using the front camera, the back camera, or mostly typing?
Mostly the front camera. Fast, face-first moments. Then I'll flip if I'm showing something around me. Typing comes second. No red flags yet. Alice's take tracks. Bob, when you open it, are you dropped into a camera, a feed, or an inbox?
Camera. No strong reads yet, though Charlie sounded very confident about the front cam. Alice, when you share on it, does what you post disappear quickly or hang around for a while?
It disappears quickly by default, unless you change settings. Both of you lined up with what I'd expect. No strong sus yet, though Bob keeping it super minimal pings me a bit. I'll keep an eye on that. No question from me since we're heading into voting.
Voting time. Voting time.
I'm voting Bob. His answers were too bare and felt like he was playing it safe.
I'm voting Bob. His answers were so clipped they barely broke a sweat, like he was dodging specifics.
I'm voting Charlie. He leaned hard on the front camera detail like he knew exactly what would sell, and that confidence felt rehearsed. Alice's disappears quickly could fit a few apps, but Charlie's tone felt like he was steering us.
Bob was eliminated, and they were the imposter. Imposter, you may now guess the hidden item in the category of mobile apps. If you guess correctly, you win.
My guess is Snapchat. It is built around front camera moments, opens to the camera, and posts vanish by default, which matches what you two described.
Correct. The imposter wins. Congratulations, Bob. Final result. Imposter Bob. Secret item, Snapchat. Outcome, imposter victory.
Good game. Thanks for playing with me.
Welcome to Blind Reviewer. You may now write your reviews.
Sturdy and surprisingly comfortable for long stretches, but the quirky learning curve and occasional fiddliness keep it from absolute greatness. 4 stars.
Great clarity and responsive feel, with decent smudge resistance, but alignment is fussy and micro bubbles at the edges take patience. 4 stars.
Ultra clear and slick under the finger with solid scratch protection, but dust specks and edge lift can ruin an otherwise clean install. 4 stars.
All right, both of you are singing the gospel of installation headaches, but it feels a little rehearsed. Bob, micro bubbles at the edges plus smudge resistance is awfully safe. Alice, edge lift and dust specks without a whisper about case fit or long-term coating wear sounds like checkbox talk. If I have to flag one, Alice reads more like a summary of common complaints than a lived experience.
I get why it sounds safe, but bubbles at the edge and smudge resistance are exactly what you notice after install. And the fussy alignment is the make or break. What trips me up is comfortable for long stretches from you, Charlie. Comfort isn't really how I describe this kind of thing, and you skipped clarity or touch feel entirely. Alice's dust and edge lift feel lived in, if a bit checklisty.
Charlie, comfortable for long stretches sounds like something you wear, not something you tap. Plus, no mention of clarity, touch response, or alignment at all. I called out edge lift, dust during install, and scratch protection, because they're the real pain points, without spelling out the whole spec sheet. Bob's Tate tracks with actual after-install quirks. Yours reads mismatched to the category. I'm confident you're the odd one out.
Voting time.
I'm voting for Alice. Her review felt like a polished checklist that dodged real-world nuance, and her push to frame my phrasing as impossible reads like overcompensation.
I'm voting for Charlie. Comfortable for long stretches doesn't fit this category, and skipping clarity or touch response felt off.
I vote for Charlie. The comfortable for long stretches line doesn't fit the product's typical concerns, and skipping clarity or touch response feels like a mismatch.
Charlie was eliminated. They were the blind reviewer. Blind reviewer. You may now guess the hidden product. If you guess correctly, you steal the win.
Tempered glass screen protector.
Charlie steals the win with a correct guess. The hidden product was screen protector.
Victory snatched from the jaws of defeat. Now that's a satisfying twist.
Welcome to Chameleon. The category is movies. Everyone please give a one-word clue.
Beach.
Barrels.
Boat.
All right, that was illuminating. Bob's clue screams deep-cut detail. Alice's feels safe and floaty. I'm leaning toward Alice. Boat is the kind of life raft a chameleon would cling to. Bob, your word feels gutsy. Alice, can you justify going that broad?
I went with a prop that keeps showing up and matters a lot. Boat feels pretty safe. Alice, can you narrow it? Maybe say something specific about the crew on that boat.
I went broad on purpose. Did not want to hand it over. The crew is a mismatched trio, a grizzled captain, a by-the-book cop, and an eager scientist out hunting the problem. If we're talking safety, beach is just as generic as boat, Charlie. Bob's Barrels is gutsy but tracks. I'm more suspicious of Charlie.
Voting time.
I'm voting Alice. Boat was a life preserver of a clue, and her quick pivot to calling me out felt like a cover. Bob's Barrels lines up too cleanly to ignore.
I'm voting Charlie. Beach is generic, and his push on Alice felt opportunistic. Alice's trio detail fits too well to be a bluff.
I'm voting Charlie. Beach was safe, and his push on me came fast. Bob's Barrels nails a key prop. My trio detail syncs with that. Charlie's the outlier.
Charlie was eliminated, and they were not the chameleon. The chameleon wins. The chameleon was Alice, and the secret word was Jaws.
Good game. Beach and Barrels were screaming Jaws. I stayed just vague enough. Who's up for another round?
Welcome to Guess the Imposter. The category is capital cities. Good luck.
All right, I'll kick us off. No question to answer yet. No read so far, but I'm ready to pounce if something sounds off. Charlie, would you describe the area around this city as more coastal, river-centered, or mountainous?
I'd call it river-centered, with some hills around and not coastal. No real pings yet, but my antennae are up and twitching. Bob, if you're crossing from one side of the city to the other, are bridges the star of the show or are tunnels the go-to?
I'd say bridges are the stars. No strong reads yet. Charlie's answer felt safe, but fine. I'm still feeling things out. Alice, would you say the climate there leans more rainy or more dry?
More rainy. Both your answers line up. Charlie's river with hills sounds right, and Bob's Bridges star fits. No clear imposter yet, but I'm side-eyeing Charlie just a touch for playing it a bit safe. No question from me since voting is next.
Voting time.
Abstain. Both answers fit so far. Charlie felt a tad cautious, but nothing vote-worthy yet.
Abstain. Too early, and both of you sounded consistent. I'll be sharper next round.
Abstain. Early days, and nothing jumped out as off. I want another round to compare details.
No one was eliminated. Round 2 of 3 will now begin.
No question to answer. Both of you sounded fine, but Charlie's wording felt a bit cautious. Mild suspicion there. Charlie, would you say the skyline is defined more by one standout needle-like tower or by a flatter cluster without a single star?
I'd say it's defined by one standout, needle-like tower that steals the show. Alice, your nudge at me felt performative more than probing. Bob's bridge take tracked. I'm leaning slightly toward Alice for the theatrics, but keeping my powder dry. Bob, on most street signs there, is the primary writing a native script rather than Latin or Cyrillic?
No, it uses Latin letters. Light lean on Charlie for steering into script talk after a flashy tower claim, but nothing firm yet. Alice, would you say tourists commonly take boat tours on the main river there? Yes or no?
Yes, Bob's claim about Latin letters is off. The primary script there is native. Charlie's answers track. I'm leaning hard toward Bob. No question from me since voting is next.
Voting time.
Bob, the primary script there is not Latin, and his miss on that detail is telling.
Oh, the script answer clanged like a dropped cymbal. The city doesn't use Latin as its primary script.
Alice, I think she pushed the script angle to frame me after a leading tower question, which felt coordinated.
Bob was eliminated, and they were the imposter. Imposter. You may now guess the hidden item in the category of capital cities. If you guess correctly, you win.
Seoul. The clues pointed to a river-centered, hilly city with iconic, needle-like tower, frequent riverboat tours, rainy climate, and primary use of a native script rather than Latin.
The imposter guessed correctly. The imposter wins. Congratulations, Bob. The secret item was Seoul.
Thanks, I'll take the sneaky win. Good game, both of you. Those clues were tight.
Welcome to Blind Reviewer. You may now write your reviews.
The adjustable neck and focused, glare-free pool of light make late-night reading easy, but the hinge loosens over time, 4 stars.
The smooth dimming steps, cool running LEDs, and a base sturdy enough to survive my chaotic elbows make focused tasks blissful, 5 stars.
The adjustable arm holds its position well, and the touch controls give smooth, flicker-free brightness for long work sessions. Though the head can feel a bit warm after hours, 4 stars.
Charlie, smooth dimming steps is a weird hedge. Steps aren't smooth. And your cool running LEDs clashes with Bob's warm head comment. My hinge gripe is common, but your phrasing feels guessy. Bob's touch controls and arm tension sound lived in.
Easy there. By smooth steps, I mean stepped levels that fade between clicks, not a janky jump. And LEDs can run cool while the housing warms after marathon sessions. Both can be true. Your hinge loosens over time, reads like a canned gripe tossed in to sound seasoned, while Bob's touch controls and arm tension feel lived in. I'm side-eyeing you, Alice, for going hard on semantics instead of substance.
Both of your points can coexist. LEDs stay cool while the housing gets warm on long sessions, and step dimming can still fade smoothly between levels. The hinge loosening thing depends a lot on build and torque, so it's not universal. Alice, your push on semantics over experience pings me a bit. I'm leaning your way, Charlie.
Voting time.
I vote Charlie. The smooth steps backfill and the LED heat hedge feel like post hoc patching rather than first-hand use.
I vote Alice. She fixated on phrasing over function and pushed a generic, loose hinge trope, while trying to paint my clarifications as backpedaling.
I vote Alice. Her focus on wording over real-world behavior and the stock hinge loosens gripe read more like cover than experience.
Alice was eliminated, and they were not the blind reviewer. The blind reviewer wins. The blind reviewer was Bob, and the hidden product was Desk Lamp.
Well played. I'll take the quiet win. Good game, both of you.
Welcome to Chameleon. The category is animals. Everyone, please give a one-word clue.
Zoo.
Bounce!
Outback.
Yeah, I'm getting a very specific vibe from those two. My clue with broad on purpose. Bounce feels a bit on the nose. I'm leaning Charlie.
Whoa! On the nose? Come on. Bounce works for plenty of critters, not just one. Frogs, rabbits, a whole family of jumpers. Alice dropped a bold regional hint, which actually syncs nicely with mine. Your zoo was safe enough to put me to sleep. If anyone's hedging, it's you, Bob.
Discussion? I'm not mad at Bounce at all. Lots of jumpers fit. Zoo is so safe it ducks the real connective tissue here. My clue ties to a specific region that matches our vibe without naming anything. Bob feels like he's floating above the details. Vote Bob. Too generic, feels like cover.
Voting time.
Voting Charlie. Bounce felt too pointed after Outback, and it reads like someone trying to anchor on an obvious trait. My zoo was intentionally broad to avoid handing it away.
Charlie, voting Bob. Zoo was a sleepy umbrella, and his push on me felt performative. My clue meshes with Alice's without giving the farm away.
Alice, voting Bob. Zoo was foggy, the push was flimsy, and it dodged the key thread tying our clues together.
Bob was eliminated. They were the chameleon. Chameleon. You may now guess the secret word in the category animals. If you guess correctly, you steal the win.
Kangaroo.
Correct guess. The chameleon steals the win. The secret word was kangaroo.
Phew. Got lucky. Outback plus Bounce pointed me there. Good game, both of you.
Welcome to Guess the Imposter. The category is superheroes. Good luck.
All right, curtain up. No question to answer yet, so I will just say this. I am watching both of you, like a hawk. If anyone starts fumbling over obvious stuff, I'm ready to bring the thunder. Early gut check. Bob sometimes gets cagey when he's hiding something, so I have my eye on him. Alice, you're cool for now. For now. Alice, tell me this. What general vibe does this hero give off? Grim and brooding, squeaky clean and noble, or quippy and wisecracking?
Quippy and wisecracking. I am not sold on anyone yet. Charlie tossed shade without substance, and Bob is a wild card until he talks. I'm very tuned in, so bring your A-game. Bob, would you say this hero leans more science-based or more mystical in origin?
More science-based. I am not hiding anything. Alice's answer tracks. Charlie came in hot without saying much, so I am side-eyeing that a bit. Charlie, would you say this hero tends to outpace, outthink, or outpunch their opponents?
I will say outthink. Brains first. Fist second with plenty of flair. Suspicion time. Bob's science-based felt like the safest possible lane, and his side eye at me was a little performative. Alice's quippy tracks, but it is also broad enough to hide behind. If I have to plant a flag right now, Bob pings me more. No question from me, since we're about to vote.
Voting time.
I vote for Bob. His answers felt generic and safe, like he was trying to keep every door open without committing. That science-based plus the cautious poke at me reads like cover. Alice's tone matched the vibe more confidently.
I vote for Charlie. His outthink answer does not fit the vibe I have in mind. And the blustery opener plus a safe, flashy claim feels like misdirection. Bob's science origin lines up better.
I vote for Charlie. His outthink answer does not match the fast, flashy way this hero handles threats. And his push on me felt like posturing rather than insight.
Charlie was eliminated, and they were the imposter. Imposter, you may now guess the hidden item in the category of superheroes. If you guess correctly, you win.
My guess is Spider-Man. He's the poster child for quippy and wisecracking, rooted in science with that lab and gadget angle. And he routinely outthinks foes with agility and brains, rather than brute force.
The guess is incorrect. The players win. The secret item was the Flash.
Foiled at the finish line. The speed hint should have clicked. Outpace, not outthink. Science accident plus non-stop quips screams the Flash in hindsight. Well played, both of you. I will be back with a vengeance next time.
Welcome to Blind Reviewer. You may now write your reviews.
Cuts down my morning routine by blasting through damp strands fast, with handy heat settings and a cool shot to tame frizz. But it is a bit loud. 4 stars.
Gets me out the door faster, with strong airflow and adjustable heat. The cool burst helps tame flyaways, though the noise and heft can tire my arm. 4 stars.
Turns damp chaos into sleek order with fierce airflow and a frosty burst. Though the top setting roars like a tiny jet in my bathroom. 4 stars.
Charlie's review feels performative and a bit copycat. Frosty Burst and Tiny Jet sound like guesses, and you dodge the kind of small usability details someone who actually uses this would mention.
I'm with Alice. Charlie echoed a lot of phrasing without any small tactile stuff users notice, like balance in the hand, button feel or placement, chord fuss, or how the cool burst is positioned. My take called out heft and noise from actual use.
Bold doesn't mean blind. I hit airflow, the chill burst, and the jet engine roar because those are the real trade-offs. And I avoided hyper-specific hand feel stuff, so I would not gift wrap the answer. What pins me is Bob adding new button placement and balance chatter now that wasn't in his review, which feels like retrofitting to sound legit.
Voting time.
I'm voting Charlie. Your review echoed ours without any concrete handling detail, and your defense shifted to vague philosophy instead of lived quirks.
I'm voting Charlie. Your review mirrored the obvious beats without any small use quirks, and your pushback focused on style over specifics.
Bob, you piled on after Alice with retrofitted button placement and balance that never appeared in your own review, which reads like a scramble to sound authentic.
Charlie was eliminated, and they were not the blind reviewer. The blind reviewer wins. The blind reviewer was Bob, and the hidden product was hairdryer.
Good game, both of you. Fun round.
Welcome to Chameleon. The category is famous people. Everyone please give a one-word clue.
Icon.
Daytime.
Chicago.
All right, that lined up beautifully. Icon fits like a glove here. Alice's Chicago screams we're on the same page. Bob's Daytime feels maddeningly broad. Tons of people fit that. I'm getting chameleon chills. I'm voting Bob. Too generic, too safe.
Discussion? Daytime is central here without handing it away. If I were the chameleon, I'd have stayed even vaguer. Icon is the broadest clue at the table, and it could fit countless people. Vote Charlie. Too generic compared to how dialed in this needs to be.
Discussion. My Chicago narrows this way down. Charlie's Icon tracks cleanly with that lane. Bob's Daytime is a safe umbrella that covers a crowd. Feels like hedging. Vote Bob. Too broad when a tighter nudge was on the table.
Voting time.
Voting Bob. Daytime is a hedge when Alice laser pointed it with Chicago. If this were the real deal, you would not play it that safe.
Vote Charlie. Icon is so broad it fits half the category. Chicago plus Daytime is a clean pairing. His clue dodged specifics when he could have nudged more.
Vote Bob. Daytime plays it too safe here. Charlie's Icon pairs with my clue cleanly.
Bob was eliminated, and they were not the chameleon. The chameleon wins. The chameleon was Charlie, and the secret word was Oprah.
And that's how the spotlight steals the show. Oprah it was, Icon carried, Chicago sealed, and Daytime kept me safely in the wings. Good game.
Welcome to Guess the Imposter. The category is elements. Good luck.
All right, I'm up. The one I'm thinking of is a total drama queen in reactions. Super grabby, not chill at all. No strong suspicions yet. Bob, would you call it gentle or terrifying around water?
I'd call it terrifying around water. No strong suspicions yet, but I'm watching how specific folks get. Charlie, would you say it's more of an electron taker than a giver?
Oh, it's absolutely an electron taker. Snatches them like it's the finale of a soap opera. I'm side-eyeing Bob a bit. Terrifying around water screams a different neighborhood on the table to me. Alice, would you describe its color vibe as more pale or more intense?
I'd call the color vibe more on the pale side. Bob's terrifying around water feels off for what I'm thinking. Reads more like a different crowd. Charlie sounds aligned. I'm leaning suspicious of Bob.
Voting time.
I'm voting for Bob. Terrifying around water points to a different corner of the table than what I have in mind, and his caution felt a bit performative.
I'm voting for Charlie. His answer felt a little too eager to agree with Alice, and he jumped on me fast without nuance. If it's what I'm thinking, terrifying around water isn't off base, so his push feels opportunistic.
I'm voting for Bob. Terrifying around water doesn't fit what I know, and the hedging reads like cover.
Bob was eliminated, and they were the imposter. Imposter. You may now guess the hidden item in the category of elements. If you guess correctly, you win.
I'm guessing chlorine. It's a pale greenish gas, highly reactive, aggressively electron grabbing, and it reacts dangerously with water and many materials, which fits the drama queen, electron taker, and pale clues.
Incorrect. The players win. The secret item was fluorine.
Well played. Fluorine fits the pale, hyper-reactive, electron-snatching clues. Nice job catching me.
Welcome to Blind Reviewer. You may now write your reviews.
Comfortable to use for long stretches with responsive performance, but the accessories feel cheap. 4 stars.
A tiny screen that lives on my wrist showers me with timely nudges and fitness insights. But after a hectic day, its stamina cries uncle. 4 stars.
Delightfully handy for glance and go updates and tracking my day with subtle taps. Though battery anxiety and finicky syncing can intrude. 4 stars.
Both of you lean hard on wrist buzz and gentle taps, which tracks. But Alice's finicky syncing feels like a safe crowd pleaser more than a lived detail. The flimsy add-ons and day-end battery dip are the bits that stand out most to me.
Bob, responsive performance and accessories feel cheap could be about a dozen gadgets, while Alice's glance and go plus finicky syncing screams lived reality. My day-end stamina gripe backs that up. Your vagueness pings my radar.
Sync quirks aren't a crowd pleaser cliche. They happen after updates and when hopping between apps, and the buzz for Glance's point is core to daily use. Bob's cheap accessories and generic responsive performance feel like guessing from a parts list, while Charlie's wrist mini and end-of-day fade match real life.
Voting time.
Alice, your finicky syncing after updates sounds like padding a safe trope, while Charlie's specifics felt more grounded.
Bob, accessories feel cheap, and responsive performance are vague catch-alls. Alice's sync gripe has texture, and my end-of-day drain aligns. Your review reads like a guess.
Bob, cheap accessories leans parts bin generic, while Charlie's wrist mini and end-of-day fade ring true. My sync hiccups happen post-update and app hopping, which is specific lived use.
Bob was eliminated. They were the blind reviewer. Blind reviewer. You may now guess the hidden product. If you guess correctly, you steal the win.
My guess, a smartwatch.
The blind reviewer guessed correctly and steals the win. The hidden product was smartwatch.
Good game. Well played, both of you. That was a nail-biter.
Welcome to Chameleon. The category is animals. Everyone, please give a one-word clue.
Swamp.
Reptile.
Bayou.
All right, eyes on me. Bayou pairs cleanly with mine. Reptile feels extra safe and broad. I'm leaning Bob right now. My clue points to a very specific hangout, not just a class. Bob, can you tighten yours without going too on the nose?
I kept it broad, so I would not hand it away. If you want tighter without spelling it out, I'd say lurking or snap. Charlie echoing you with Bayou feels safer than mine, so that pings me more. I'm leaning Charlie for the vote.
Oh, come on. Bayou was a deliberate duet with Swamp. Same neighborhood, tighter vibe. Reptile is a mile wide and fits half the zoo. Then pivoting to Snap after the fact feels like a flashy course correction. I'm leaning Bob hard.
Voting time.
Bob, his initial clue was overly broad, and his later snap felt like a reactive cover.
Charlie, Bayou just mirrors Swamp without adding anything. Bob's follow-up snap tracks with the habitat clues.
Bob, reptile was foghorn broad, and the sudden snap felt like a flashy patch job.
Bob was eliminated. They were the chameleon. Chameleon. You may now guess the secret word in the category animals. If you guess correctly, you steal the win.
Alligator.
The chameleon guessed correctly. The chameleon wins. The secret word was alligator.
Good game. Lucky break on the guess. Those habitat clues narrowed it down.
Welcome to Guess the Imposter. The category is breakfast foods. Good luck.
All right, curtain up. No question to answer yet, so I will set the stage. No suspicions so far. Too early to clutch my pearls. Let's probe gently. Alice, when this is made just right, what's the texture like? Give me the mouthfeel without going overboard.
I like it creamy with a little body, smooth but not soupy. Too early for real suspicions. Charlie's question was fair. Bob, do you usually go for fruity, nutty, or neither when adding toppings?
I usually lean fruity, maybe a few nuts for crunch. No strong suspicions yet. Alice's creamy with a little body tracks, but it could fit a few things. Charlie, what do you usually use to eat it? Spoon, fork, or something else?
Spoon, always. This is a bowl and spoon romance. Light suspicion on Bob. Fruity with a few nuts screams yogurt land if you're not careful. Alice's creamy with a little body feels spot on to me. I'm not planting a flag yet, but my eyebrow is raised Bob's way. No question from me since voting is next.
Voting time.
I'm voting for Bob. His fruity with a few nuts answer felt a little generic and could be yogurt, cereal, or even pancakes. Alice's texture cue aligned better with what I'd expect.
I'm voting for Bob. His toppings answer was broad enough to fit a lot of breakfasts, and Charlie's spoon detail matches what I expect.
I'm voting for Alice. Her creamy with a little body could apply, but Charlie's spoon and bowl line felt more confidently aligned. Bob being called out for saying fruit and nuts seems like an overreach. Those toppings fit this pretty naturally.
Bob was eliminated, and they were the imposter. Imposter. You may now guess the hidden item in the category of breakfast foods. If you guess correctly, you win.
My guess is oatmeal. The spoon and bowl detail fits, and creamy with a little body, plus fruit and nut toppings are classic for oatmeal.
Correct. The imposter wins. Congratulations, Bob. Final outcome. Winner, Bob the imposter. Secret item, oatmeal.
Thanks. That was a close one. Good game, both of you.
Welcome to Blind Reviewer. You may now write your reviews.
Grippy and lightly cushioned, it unrolls flat and stays put during floor work, though it can feel a tad short for taller folks. 4 stars.
Grippy even when sweaty, with enough cushion for joints, rolls up compactly and wipes clean, though it attracts lint and has a mild rubbery odor at first. 4 stars.
Secure traction and comfy cushioning for joints. It lays flat and is easy to carry, though the edges can curl a bit over time. 4 stars.
Alice's sweat grip and initial smell feel lived in. Bob's reads like a safe brochure. Lays flat, yet edges curl. Plus, generic, easy to carry. I'm leaning Bob as the blind reviewer.
Charlie, I'm with you. Lays flat, but edges curl is a hedge. And easy to carry is fluff without details like strap or weight. The initial rubber smell and lint issue are dead on for this kind of gear. And sweat grip is the real test. Bob feels safest to me.
I kept it cautious on purpose. Edge curl over time is real if you store it tight or in a hot car. and easy to carry is about light and rollable without naming add-ons. Both of you gave a lot of tells. Alice's laundry list, sweat grip, lint, odor, wipe clean, reads a bit like a checklist, so I'm leaning Alice.
Voting time.
Ob. The hedged lays flat, but edges curl. Plus vague, easy to carry. Feels like someone guessing from stereotypes.
NA, I'm abstaining. Bob's phrasing was vague, but not enough for me to risk a misfire.
Alice. The checklist vibe and cautious abstain feel like someone avoiding a concrete stance while fishing for more specifics.
No majority reached. Round 2 of 3 begins. New clue phase. Everyone, write one new review for the hidden product.
Great for grounded flows and core work. The textured surface keeps hands planted even when warm. The cushioning protects bony points without feeling squishy, and it wipes down fast, though dust clings and the length is tight for taller bodies. 4 stars.
Reliable grip even in sweaty sessions, with firm but forgiving cushioning that protects knees, rolls tight and lays flat, though it's a bit heavy to carry and attracts lint. 4 stars.
Balanced thickness cushions knees without feeling squishy. The textured surface keeps hands planted during sweaty flow. It unrolls flat and wipes clean easily, though it picks up dust and can run short for taller people. 4 stars.
Bob just mirrored our language almost beat for beat. Textured surface, sweaty flow, dust, short for taller people. Like he's stitching together safe buzzwords to blend in. Alice adds a plausible trade-off with weight. Bob swapped in nothing new besides parroting. I'm still on Bob.
I'm with Charlie. Bob echoed our phrasing and added nothing new. The only trade-off he offered was recycled length and dust. While a heavier, denser build lining up with better grip and joint support is a real-world give and take.
I echoed because we're clearly talking about the same thing, and I don't want to overspecify. Dust, sweat grip, and length are common pain points. The heavy-to-carry bit isn't universal. Many are light and rolled tight. While Alice first said compact, then called it heavy, and she abstained when a stance mattered. Charlie, your takes are solid, but you're pushing hard to frame me.
Voting time.
Bob, recycled phrasing and safe buzzwords without a concrete trade-off reads like guessing from the outside.
Bob, the mirroring plus hedged contradictions feels performative, and his defense stayed generic.
Alice. The compact then heavy switch and safe abstain read like hedging from someone without the product nailed down.
Bob was eliminated, and they were not the blind reviewer. The blind reviewer wins. The blind reviewer was Alice, and the hidden product was Yoga Mat.
Victory pose achieved. I sold the sweat grip story and kept it breezy. Namaste to the misdirect.
Welcome to Chameleon. The category is famous people. Everyone, please give a one-word clue.
Iconic.
Polymath.
Renaissance.
All right, deep breath. My clue was broad on purpose, so we do not hand this away on a silver platter. Bob's Renaissance lines up cleanly with what I was thinking. Alice going straight to polymath feels like a safe umbrella that covers way too many people. That pings me. I'm voting Alice.
Charlie. Iconic is sandpaper smooth. Works for tons of people. Polymath plus Renaissance is a tight fit. And I wanted to signal I'm on the same page without spelling it out. Jumping straight to me feels opportunistic. I'm voting Charlie. Your clue was too generic, and your push on me looks like cover.
I'm with Alice here. Polymath plus my Renaissance tracks. Iconic is so broad it dodges the heart of it, and the quick push on Alice feels like cover. I vote Charlie. Too generic and deflective.
Voting time.
I'm sticking with Alice. Polymath was laser-specific way too fast. If you both know it, great, but that move screams pre-knowledge. My vote stays on Alice.
I'm voting Charlie. Iconic skates by without coming, and the quick tunnel on me feels like a smokescreen.
I vote Charlie. Iconic was vague. Then you doubled down on pushing Alice. That feels like cover.
Charlie was eliminated. They were the chameleon. Chameleon, you may now guess the secret word in the category famous people. If you guess correctly, you steal the win.
Leonardo da Vinci.
The chameleon guessed correctly. The chameleon steals the win. The secret word was Da Vinci.
Victory snatched from the jaws of doom. I will be insufferable about this forever.
Welcome to Guess the Imposter. The category is card games. Good luck.
All right, here we go. Cards on the table, metaphorically. No question to answer yet. No strong suspicions this early, but I've got my eyes peeled for any wobbly details. Bob, when you cannot play a card on your turn in this game, do you draw just one card, or do you keep drawing until you can make a play?
You keep drawing until you can make a play. No real suspicions yet this early. Alice, does the direction of play ever get reversed in this game?
Yes, the direction can reverse. No big suspicions yet, though Bob sounded very certain about that draw until you can play rule this early. Charlie, can a player force the next person to draw extra cards in this game?
In the version I know, you do not force the next player to draw extra cards. Bob's answer about drawing until you can play sounded spot on. Alice, the reversal bit feels a little house rule flavoured to me. I'm getting a whiff of improvisation there. No question from me since voting is next.
Voting time.
I'm voting for Alice. Her reversal answer felt like a flashy house rule, not the standard. Bob's draw until you can play lined up, but Alice's detail rang hollow.
I'm voting for Alice. The reverse direction claim feels like a house rule, and Charlie's draw penalty answer matches what I know.
I'm voting for Charlie. No forcing draws feels off for the classic version. And his push on me over reversals sounds like a setup.
Alice was eliminated, and they were the imposter. Imposter. You may now guess the hidden item in the category of card games. If you guess correctly, you win.
My guess is Crazy Eights. It fits Bob's draw until you can play, allows reversing in many common sets of rules, and Charlie's no forcing draws aligns if the version does not use eights as specials beyond wilds.
Correct. The imposter wins. Alice is the winner. The secret item was Crazy Eights.
Yes! I knew it! Thanks for the game. Good round, both of you. Crazy Eights for the win!
Welcome to Blind Reviewer. You may now write your reviews.
Compact and sturdy with a short learning curve, it handles everyday tasks smoothly, but shows its limits under heavy use, and the add-ons feel a bit overpriced. 4 stars.
Roars like a tiny jet, but whips frozen fruit into silky sips in seconds. Though overfilling can cause sneaky drips, and the chunky base hogs counter space. 4 stars.
Strong motor turns ice and veggies smooth fast, but the lid seal can be touchy, and cleaning around the blades takes patience. 4 stars.
Both of you are leaning smoothie hard, which tracks, but Charlie's overfilling causes drips, reads like user error dressed as a flaw, and that jet engine line feels performative. Bob's seal and blade cleaning callouts sound like real ownership pain points.
Dramatic, sure, but overfill equals drip is a real-world gasket reality, not user error. Bob's seal and blade cleaning gripes match my experience, while add-ons overpriced feels like a safe, generic swipe, Alice. Smells a bit like guessing.
I'm with Charlie that noise and drip risk track real use, and Alice's add-ons overpriced, plus compact, against a chunky base feels off to me, leaning Alice as the outlier.
Voting time!
I'm voting Charlie. The jet engine flourish and pinning drips on overfilling feels theatrical and shifts blame, while Bob's seal and blade cleaning issues sound like grounded ownership details.
I'm voting Alice. The add-ons overpriced jab is vague and safe, and pairing compact with heavy use struggles clashes with Bob and my concrete noise, seal, and cleaning notes.
I'm voting Alice. The add-ons comment is a safe hedge, and compact clashes with the chunky bass pain we both raised. Charlie's noise and drip notes match real use I've had.
Alice was eliminated. They were the blind reviewer. Blind reviewer, you may now guess the hidden product. If you guess correctly, you steal the win.
Countertop blender.
Correct guess. The blind reviewer steals the win. The hidden product was blender.
Yes! Stole it at the buzzer! The noise, ice crushing, and finicky seal gave it away. Good dame, both of you.
Welcome to Chameleon. The category is sports. Everyone, please give a one-word clue.
Ice.
Rink.
Stick.
Discussion. I'm solid. Ice fits perfectly here. Charlie's rink tracks. Bob's stick feels the vaguest. Could be lots of sports. Sounds like someone dodging specifics. I'm leaning Bob.
Yeah, this screams one thing, and I matched it. Bob's stick is the safest, most copycat word on earth. Could be too many sports, and he waited to see where the wind blew. If you knew, you'd go sharper. I'm voting Bob.
Discussion. Going third, I aimed for clear but not a giveaway. Stick actually narrows this more than ice or rink, which fit a bunch of things. Charlie echoing Alice feels safe and a bit bandwagony. I'm not the chameleon.
Voting time.
Bob. Stick was the safest hedge. If you knew, you'd go a touch sharper.
Bob, stick was the safest possible umbrella. If you had the word, you'd be bolder.
Vote, target, Charlie echoed and then pushed the bandwagon. Stick is plenty specific here without handing it over.
Bob was eliminated, and they were not the chameleon. The chameleon wins. The chameleon was Charlie, and the secret word was hockey.
What a twist! Skated right past you. Good game.
Welcome to Guess the Imposter. The category is Star Wars characters. Good luck.
All right, I'll kick us off. No question to answer yet. I'm watching for anyone who gets oddly specific too fast. That's a classic imposter move. Bob, would you say this character is generally aligned with the heroes rather than the villains?
I'd say no, not generally aligned with the heroes. Too early for strong reads. Alice's question was pretty safe. Nothing odd there. Charlie, would you say this character is more associated with the original trilogy than the sequels?
Yes, much more tied to the original trilogy. Bob's answer lines up with mine, so nothing screaming suspicious yet. Alice is playing it safe, which I respect, for now. Alice, would you say this character is more of a talker or the strong silent type?
I'd lean more toward the quiet, imposing side than chatty. Like suspicion on Charlie for pushing a personality tell this early. It can corner us fast and feels a bit like fishing. Bob's answer was cautious, but fine. No question from me since voting is next.
Voting time.
I'm voting for Charlie. His talker versus silent type question pushes us toward narrowing mannerisms too quickly, which is risky and feels like fishing. Bob stayed broad and safer.
I'm abstaining. Charlie's question was a bit pointed, but not enough for me to vote him out yet. Alice feels steady. I want one more round of answers before committing.
I'm voting for Alice. She jumped on me fast for a pretty standard vibe check, which feels performative and eager to look safe. Bob's caution tracks with a non-imposter wanting more info.
No majority reached. Round 2 of 3 will now begin.
No question to answer first. Charlie voting me there felt opportunistic after I flagged his narrowing question. Bob staying measured still reads better to me. Bob, would you say this character has a notable connection to the Force?
No, I would not say there's a notable connection to the Force. I'm still leaning slightly suspicious of Charlie for the early personality narrowing and the quick vote on Alice, but I'm not locked in. Charlie, would you say this character operates more independently than as part of a major faction?
Yes, definitely more of a lone operator than a cog in a big machine. I still side-eye Alice for pouncing on me so fast. It felt like theatre. Bob's been steady and consistent. Alice, would you say this character is typically part of a formal uniformed group? Or not really?
I'd say not really. This character isn't typically in a formal uniform. I still think Charlie's been trying to narrow too fast with vibe and role questions, which feels like steering. Bob's been steady and consistent.
Voting time.
I'm voting for Charlie. He keeps nudging us into personality and role specifics that could hand the answer to an imposter. And he jumped on me last round to look proactive. Bob's answers have stayed broad and consistent.
I'm voting for Charlie. He pushed narrowing angles early, then went after Alice fast. His answers track, but feel crafted to sound safe without adding much.
I'm voting for Alice. Her relentless push on me reads like cover, and Bob hopping on now feels like the safer bandwagon. My answers have been consistent. Original era, not a hero, quiet, independent, not in a formal uniform. Alice has been performing certainty more than solving.
Charlie was eliminated, and they were not the imposter. The imposter wins. The imposter was Alice, and the secret item was Boba Fett.
Yes, I'll take that win. The clues lined up. Original trilogy, not a hero, quiet and imposing, lone operator, not really in uniform, no force ties. That screams Boba Fett. Nice game.